So back on my 2-a-day grind. Got up early to run this morning. I'm still super duper sore from squatting as expected. No, it wasn't much weight, but I hadn't squatted in 2 solid months. So even if I squatted the bar, just going through the motion, I would have been sore. But switching things up on my lunch break at work. So I'm about to do an arm routine, and then I'm gonna run. I'm still planning on doing 6. I'm just hoping walking around during the day will kind of loosen up my midsection, but very, very sore from Sunday. So about to get into arms, and then I'll check in later on whether I'm gonna run. And I'm definitely gonna run. It's just a matter of whether I'm gonna do the 6 as planned or if I may shorten it up. Hit a couple of suggestions on how you could finesse it. FYI, I've never been wrong in my life. Make out a check for $800. Jigga man, holla. Ah! So second part of the 2 days, did my arm workout. I can't call it Armageddon. Armageddon is when I'm going in for over an hour, and I usually burn at least 800 calories. Part two, headed out for 6. See, it's dark, it's late night out here. Lights is on in my house. A lot on my mind, but undeterred. Let's tackle this 6. Let's take FedEx Field, and I'll talk about a little more what's on my mind when I get back. So back from my run, actually only got 4. I had a real suspicious situation go on, so I cut my run short. I was running on a street by my house, Lotsford Road, and a gray Dodge Challenger, totally blacked out. It was gray with black tinted windows, really dark. Went by me really slowly in the right lane. There's no other cars out, there's no other people around. They went up to the next spot where you can make a U-turn, came back around, and then made a U-turn again and started coming up behind me really slowly in the right lane. And I just ran into a parking lot. In this day and age, with everyone having cell phones, people don't ask for directions. And I kind of feel like if they were just looking for directions, they would have stopped the first time instead of just real suspect, real suspicious behavior. So ran into the parking lot, turned around, headed back home, kept on the lookout for them. I saw them go all the way down the block and make a right, so they didn't come after me, but I was real suspicious, so I may just either run during the middle of the day when there are more cars out, or just may stay on the treadmill. I don't know. I'm definitely on the lookout. Born and raised in the Bronx. I've seen all kinds of craziness happen, all kinds of robberies. People have tried to rob me. I've had people who I thought were like brothers to me break into my house and steal from me. Like, I'm definitely gonna be one that's way more on the side of cautious. But got in a good 4 miles, fastest pace I've run this year. So I don't know if it was the fear or I just was feeling determined, but just real odd situation. So here are the stats from my run. And just circling back to what I was saying when I headed out, a lot on my mind. So everyone's inside, everyone's being cautious, but this looks like it may be hitting very close to home. While I was working out earlier today, I got a call from my mother. I sent it to voicemail because I was in the middle of my workout. And I was almost done, but then she called me back 5 minutes later, which is unusual for my mother. Like, she's the type that'll just leave a message, and if I don't call her back right away, she doesn't usually trip out. But for her calling me back 5 minutes later, I answered. My mother tells me that my brother, Major, a year older than me, birthday coming up in a couple of weeks, was taken to the hospital. He's had a fever for over a week. Unable to get a test. His fever was fairly mild for the most part, but in the last 2 days, he really started deteriorating, having trouble breathing. His wife told me that he was laying on the floor of the bathroom this morning and could not get up. His fever was 103. He was having trouble breathing. So it really hit me hard, like really hard. I spoke to my mother. Then I called his wife. I spoke to her for 15 minutes. Obviously, she was very upset. And then something happened that I don't know if it's happened to me any other time in my life. If it is, it's rare. But I started to walk out of my home office. I felt like I just wanted to get a breath of fresh air. I was sitting at my desk when I spoke to his wife. And I just kind of fell on the floor. And I couldn't move. Like, my hands were trembling, I was shivering, and I just laid there and cried for about 20 minutes. Like, I could not believe it. Like, I started thinking, what if I lose my brother? Like, I really couldn't put into words to you how I felt emotionally. I felt so scared. I felt so powerless. Obviously, my first thought was to get in my car and floor it up the White Plains, but I mean, I had just gotten off the phone. I mean, his wife told me she couldn't even go, so, I know they wouldn't let me in, and I started thinking, what if I just bogart up in there and push everybody out of the way? But I don't need to do that. I have a family. If he does have it, my wife needs me here, and, I sent them a text, and he responded within a couple of minutes, and that calmed me down, and then I called my cousin in Greece, and we spoke, and he said to tell my brother he's thinking about him, and then I sent the group text. My brother, for some reason, has a mortal hate of the sportscaster Kurt Menefee, so I sent him a joke, and he responds right away, "Fuck Kurt Menefee." So that calmed me down, and that made me feel a lot better. And then I said to myself, you know what? I know he's going to be okay. I know he's going to fight through this. My brother's too strong. I'm not going to lose my brother. And I said to myself, what would he say to me if I told him I wasn't going to run because I'm worried about him? He'd probably get pissed at me. Like, he'd probably get mad and say, get your ass out there and run. I'll be fine. And so that's what I did. Like I said, it was a real suspect situation. But I was out there determined to get my 6. I got 4. When I got back to my complex, I was at 3.5, and I just ran a couple of laps around the block. I was like, I'm at least gonna get 4. But, real tough day. I have a presentation tomorrow. I'm presenting to the board of directors at my company, and then I told my CFO I'm probably just gonna take a couple of days. I don't know that I can concentrate. I'm feeling a little better after getting a couple texts, and just spoke to my mother, and she said they've run some initial tests, and he's doing better than we thought, but still very worried. I just I had a thought I may lose my brother today, and that's not something that's happened in my life. So very scary. There are 4 of us, and I just feel like we are 4 of a set. I'm not one of one. I'm one of 4, and I don't want to lose any of those pieces before we're triple digits. Like, I don't want to hear any more of it. I'm not going to think any more of it. I'm going to take some space from work. I'm going to relax, and I'm going to regroup. I'm going to keep working out, and I'm going to keep focusing on my goal, because I know he'd want me to accomplish it. I'm going to send him this video, and I'm going to make a video every day this week and send it to him. He's in isolation right now. I don't know if he's scared. I don't know how he's feeling. I'm scared, but I'm not where I was at about 1 o'clock today when I spoke to my mother, but just a lot on my mind, and I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna see this goal, and I'm gonna see my brother again. So, that's it for today. A little heavy on the video today, but this is what's going on in my life right now, and wanted to at least share it. And I'm gonna send this video to my brother, Major. If you see this, I love you. I'm thinking about you. I will be thinking about you every day, even if you're mad at I am. But I will see you again. I'll be texting you every day. I'm gonna get on your nerves, but I need to hear from you. I need to know you're okay. So I'll be texting you every day. I'm gonna be sending you my videos every day. If anything, it'll be entertaining for you. And just know that your little bro is thinking about you every second of every day. Talk to you later. Bye.